Well, meantime, John Paul Barajas, 325 miles away in Eagle Pass on the border where former President Donald Trump made an appearance this afternoon.
John Paul has been there since yesterday. You said there were some mixed feelings about the visit from locals, but there was indeed interest in what the Republican frontrunner might say. What did he touch on this afternoon?
Well, Steve Ursula, the former president, wrapped up his remarks not too long ago, and he congratulated Governor Greg Abbott and Operation Lone Star about all their safety measures, such as taking over Shelby Park. You can see the added fencing and military vehicle at the entrance of the park, as well as the shipping containers, the orange buoys, and the razor wire. But he also touched on his policies from when he was in office, such as remain in Mexico, asylum bans, and Title 42. He didn't say if he would push for those again if elected, but did make it clear he didn't believe President Joe Biden was doing enough. On his visit, Trump met with state troopers and Texas National Guard and got a tour of the militarized public park, Shelby Park. Take a listen to what he had to say.
But it's allowing thousands and thousands of people to come in from China, Iran, Yemen, the Congo, Syria, and a lot of other nations.
It's important to note that Border Patrol's Southwest sector saw record-breaking numbers in December, but those numbers dropped by about 50% in January. Governor Abbott has credited razor wire as one of those reasons for that decrease, but also the U.S. Secretary of State also visited with Mexico around that same time, asking them to do more. In Eagle Pass, John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Now we want to get you over to Eagle Pass, where former President Donald Trump met with Governor Greg Abbott and other city leaders.
John Paul Barajas joins us from there. John Paul, mixed feelings from people about this visit, but one group in particular pretty clear about where they stand during this visit.
Steve Myra, that's right. The Eagle Pass Border Coalition very outspoken about not wanting former President Donald Trump or Governor Greg Abbott here. And also some local residents we spoke to said they weren't too happy about the visit as well because their public park, Shelby Park, has now been militarized. But there were a handful of people we spoke to who said they were interested in hearing what the former president had to say. And while he was here, he congratulated Governor Greg Abbott and Operation Lone Star for all the security measures they have in place, from taking over Shelby Park, the shipping containers, the orange buoys, and the razor wire. But he also talked about his past policies from when he was in office, such as remain in Mexico, asylum bans, and Title 42. On his visit, Trump met with state troopers and Texas National Guard and got a tour of the park.
Now the United States is being overrun by the Biden migrant crime. It's a new form of vicious violation to our country.
And this unwanted attention, this unwanted militarization of our community is unwelcome. You are not welcome here, gentlemen.
And at this time, the former president has left Eagle Pass, but coming up tonight at 10, we'll speak with those who live here about his visit. In Eagle Pass, John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.